So I don't know how to start this out, but I'm in a pretty fucked up situation in my life right now. I don't know what to do. Like, that's the thing that's been bothering me for like my whole life. So I have no direction and I don't know what I want to do. And I've been listening to a lot of Dana White interviews within the past couple of days. And Dana White, for those of you who don't know, he's the president of the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. It's like a global thing now. It's a sport that's taken over the world. But I don't really keep up with the UFC. Like, I'm not a hardcore fan or whatever, but I am a fan of Dana White because he's a guy who barely graduated high school, never went to college, but he's so successful because he knew from like a very early point in his life what he wanted to do, and he chased that, and that's how he is so successful. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, I could replicate this success if I know what I want to do. And that's what bugs me the most, because I have no direction, right? And in one of his interviews, he said something that was really powerful to me, and I'm going to play it for you right now.
The problem with our society right now is we've got this thing where, and when you're a kid, it is drilled into your fucking head, if you don't go to college, you're going to be a fucking loser. You're never going to amount to anything. You're going to be the guy digging the ditches across the street. You're going to do this, that. There's all this fucking negativity on why you have to go to college. So if you went to every college campus in this country right now, right, and asked every kid on campus, so what's your major?
Right.
They'd say, well, I'm majoring in political science right now, but I think I'm going to switch to finance and da-da-da-da. And they don't know what the fuck they're there for. They don't know why they're there. No. They're there because they've been told that they have to fucking be there or they won't amount to anything. Mm-hmm. So they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Half of the fucking battle in life is knowing exactly what you want to do.
Right.
And that's where I've been very lucky.
What you just heard spoke to me louder than anything else in my entire life. Because what he said was true. Like, I'm one of those students. I was told that if I never went to college, then I would never be anything. Like, I have to have a degree to do something. You know, I have to get this kind of education to make it in the real world. And then, but like what he said was true. You have students. I'm one of those students who you would ask, hey, what did you major in? And they're like, well, I really don't know. Like, me, for example, I majored in general studies, and the reason why I chose that course is because I had no idea what I wanted to do. And that course offered a lot of electives. I took a philosophy course, psychology, I took 2 art courses, a couple music courses, took a physical education class, biology, like all kinds of elective classes. Just I wanted a taste of all kinds of fields, just hoping to see what I want to do. But let me tell you what. The school system that we have now, where it's like a classroom and you got desks and shit and you got a student, or you have students and you have a teacher and they're writing notes on the board, and you have a textbook and you're following along and you got to copy the notes in your notebook, listen to the lecture and all that. That's kind of a feminized environment, you know? Like, a lot of guys don't learn well in that environment. And I'm one of those guys who doesn't learn well like that. I'll tell you one thing. This is a huge problem in the United States. I'm not sure if it's an issue in other countries, but a lot of little boys are being put on drugs like Ritalin because they can't sit still in class. You know, there's like people, or little boys in 1st grade, 2nd grade, they can't sit still. They get up from their desk. They're very disruptive. They don't want to come in when recess is over and all that. But that's just how little boys are, you know? And it's fucked up when people say, like the principals, like, or the teacher, whoever, oh, your little boy's being very disruptive. He has ADD. He needs to be put on Ritalin. What the fuck? That's not the case. It's just how little boys are. Like, that boy doesn't belong in that learning environment, you know? And I look back at what I did in school and stuff, and yeah, I was one of those kids. Like, I got detention a lot when I was in like middle school, and like that learning environment doesn't speak well to me. So it's pretty fucked up that I went through all of my life in an environment where I shouldn't have been in, you know? I've been going to school for, what, 16 years now? And I'm 22 right now. I can say with full confidence that if I spent those 16 or 17 years actually outside doing shit instead of being cooped up inside of a classroom, I would know damn well by now what I want to do with my life. And if I didn't, then I would at least know my direction in life. Because let me tell you something. In school, I've never had a favorite subject, you know? Like, I was good in math, and then, you know, there was like history and English and science and all that stuff, but I never really had a favorite subject. Now, when I went to high school, I took a lot of different like hands-on courses. I took wood shop, I took clockmaking, I took engineering drafting. These were classes that I really liked. I also took music too. Music, I found that really fun because like it's hands-on. I played percussion in the concert band. I had a snare drum in front of me, or I carried cymbals, or I hit the bass drum, whatever. And then in the woodshop classes, I told my parents for a very long time that I wanted to go into the woodshop business, but I later figured out that it wasn't the work that I liked, it was the hands-on experience that I liked, because this was the first time ever that I was in a learning environment that really spoke to me, right? It just wasn't the thing that I was interested in. I was just interested in that learning. But because I went for 8 years or whatever, I went so long without that style of learning that when I did acquire it, it's like, oh wow, this is awesome. I want to do this. Like, does any of that make sense? Like, I learn better when it's hands-on. So if I would have spent all those years of schooling actually doing hands-on stuff, I would have tried more things in a way that spoke to me better. The worst thing about it is that I'm old right now. I'm 22. I have a lot of responsibilities, a lot of weight on my shoulders. You know, being exposed to this stuff as an adult is very different when you're being exposed to it as a kid. And, because like as a kid, you just, like, not only do things come better, like, you, like, learn things better, but you don't have any responsibility. You don't have to worry about paying bills. You don't have to worry about feeding yourself. You know, all kinds of shit that is mandatory in life, you know? And it's just so fucked up. It's like being lied to your whole life, you know? I don't do a lot of personal videos like these, mainly because I don't think anybody cares, but I understand that a majority of my audience belongs to the younger generation. So if you're in high school and you have a teacher or guidance counselor come up to you and they ask you what you want to do in life, and you tell them you don't know, guess what? You're not alone. And one day, we're all going to find out how to win.